doing more where corporate greed thrives. It's the marginalized who pay the price. It's time to rewrite the story. Time to rise. We're breaking the chains of corporate greed. This is the fight, this is the need. For the poor and the voices unheard. We're the truth, we're the word. Big Canna Falls can hide the lies. From the ground up we rise. We rise.
And welcome to F'nAround. episode 3 right now, right? For iHeartRadio. iHeartRadio?
This will be number
episode 3
on the radio. 3 on the radio, yeah.
For iHeartRadio?
Yeah, iHeartRadio is number 3.
Number 3.
Nice. Yeah, because
because we had a part 2 for the last one.
Two-parter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
so
Two-parter.
this is Mo, Mike, and Joe. And welcome to the Clover Club, guys.
Thank you for having us.
We're glad
Yeah,
you're
let's
here.
go ahead and
introductions?
introduce our guests. First, we got Vince Bass. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Vince.
How's it going, guys? So my name's Vince Bass, managing partner of my own firm, Invincible Ones, where we basically do contract lobbying. I do some consulting. I do project management. So jack of all trades.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. My name is Everett Berry, co-founder of Cannabis Equity Illinois Coalition. Partners with everyone here in the room on some type of business venture. Really don't want to get all off into how many businesses that we have sitting here right now today. Also, I'm the founder and owner of Mills Hard Hemp Life.
All right.
Nice.
All right, and we also have...
Hello, everybody. My name Douglas Kelly. I'm the executive director of Cannabis Equity Illinois Coalition, and me and Everett also work together on Greater Grow, the fertilizer, organic fertilizer that's coming to the market real soon. So we got a lot of ventures going. And do some lobbying, and been here for 6 years now, fighting this cannabis battle.
Hey everybody, thank you all for having us. Peter Consos, I'm the Deputy Director and co-founder of the Cannabis Equity Illinois Coalition. Excited to share some space with y'all today.
All right.
Yeah, we're happy to
Wonderful,
have you guys over
guys.
Sweet.
Perfect.
Why don't we get this out of the way real quick and we brought you guys a gift.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, that's what's in the box?
Yes.
Absolutely.
He's not even looking. He's been staring. Did you guys all hear it? Oh, you didn't even hear the last episode. Oh, yeah. Just wait when you hear this one.
Which one?
With you and your drinks, buddy.
The last one was
Oh,
released.
yeah,
but,
we're over at the Support Your Local
we
Weed
went
Man
to-
Cafe, Prohibition THC.
nice.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he's never gotten high off edibles.
yeah, you should.
So
when it
Sam
released
took it
footage,
as
you should
so
see
Sam
his
took it
face
as a
at some
challenge, and decided to bring him some infused drinks. Yes.
How'd that go?
Infused drink.
An infused drink. And
Well, I mean, there were also
3
a
joints.
couple infused joints, in addition to my infused vape pen. So did I get high during
You were
the show with
infused.
Sam? Absolutely.
I like that.
You were
Was it
infused.
the edibles that got me high? It's hard to say,
But he was high.
you know? But I will say, in the way that the challenge came about was, I had told somebody that I bought a jar of somebody that makes who had made homemade edibles, you know. And, the buddy of mine that I worked with, he was getting high off them. My wife at the time, she was getting it off of them. And I wasn't really feeling anything. So one morning, it was a Saturday morning, I woke up before I did anything. No coffee, no walking the dog, nothing. I put 15, 20 of these things in my mouth. Right? An hour later, I still
Standing.
He still has no self-control.
still wasn't. So at that point, I was like, all right, maybe these things just don't really work on me. I've talked to a couple bud tenders at different dispensaries, and they're like, look, man, some people just don't get it from the edibles. Other people, they get it a lot harder from the edibles. So I am definitely that guy that says, oh, hey, I ate this cookie. I don't feel anything. But I'm also the guy who 2 hours later is going to say, what else you got?
After the vape pen, after the weed,
Sure.
after everything else.
Sure, you know?
You definitely have a high tolerance.
Yeah, Chicago raised.
I'm going to challenge you to eat that cookie that's in
Oh,
there.
there's something.
Oh, open it, Mike.
Somebody
Wait,
pass
Mo,
me a
you
box.
open one, Mike. You open
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Mushroom.
Which
Yeah.
one should I hand to Mike? Which one of them?
Don't matter. Don't
Doesn't matter.
Let's give you the little one up top. You the big one.
Give me the picnic table.
There we go.
What we got here? Ooh, we got High Fly peach rings.
Let's finish off with Mike. Yeah,
Okay.
show it up. Right
Oh.
there.
Show the camera.
Yeah,
Sorry,
come on.
camera.
You got the
You guys
camera
want
right
to talk
there.
about it while he raises
Yeah.
it up?
Now this is this is a Delta 8. All right, this is
So
one of
all
the
the products are Delta.
right. This is one of the
Okay.
brands Sam was telling us about. One of the derivatives of cannabis that he was trying to explain to us. And
He's new.
I'm no chemist.
Right.
You know?
You're a connoisseur.
Exactly.
Or a consumer, I should say.
Sure. You know.
Right.
About.
I'm a product tester. So we also got
Right.
can of butter. These look like Nutty Buddies.
Nice.
And we got some M&Ms
Oh, I love how you did that.
because it's M&Ms. Okay. Oh, we got birthday cake Stonio. Okay, looks like it was trying to be Dabisco. Definitely definitely Dab Isco. Okay. D. There was no N there. Oh, we got Skittles. So what is, there's a lot in here, man. Thank you. I cannot believe.
The challenge continues, right?
Hey, you're gonna eat the whole
Challenge
box.
continues.
The whole box by the end of the night,
What
right?
we're worried about here,
No, I
I'm
wouldn't
less
suggest
worried
that.
about
No,
getting
definitely
high.
not
I'm more
suggest
worried
that.
about getting a heart attack or
I'm like,
cavity or diabetes with all this sugar.
It is Halloween. So
Again?
hey, that's true.
And we got Takis.
Oh, damn.
How do you call these?
Takis.
Okay, I'm just wondering if you got to pronounce it different.
Right. Takis.
Takis. I've heard that.
We got Ruffles. Oh, here it is. This is the cookie, right? It's at the bottom. Maya's Heart Hemp Life Cookie.
Mia's heart.
Oh, Mia, sorry. All right.
Well, listen, I was just gonna let the audience get used to it because when he eat that cookie, he say edibles don't make him, don't do nothing for him. That's how he gonna talk anyway.
Yeah. See, Everett gets it. He's not gonna know if I'm a high or not. Like this guy, he's wild. You know, they don't know what's coming out of this guy's mouth anyway. So who's gonna know if he's high? That's a good point.
So we're talking about your trip to Prohibition. How was that?
It was great. I actually love the setup in the facility. I mean, beautifully set up. Coffee is delicious. I actually don't partake in anything. I'm 100% sober at this point, other than my little vape pen and tons and tons of caffeine. But it was actually a beautiful facility. I loved it. It was nicely set up. Loved the open brick look, and the employees were all super nice and friendly to us.
Yeah, employees were super cool. The decor.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just the paintings all over the wall.
Yeah.
When we were setting up in the back room, it looked like somebody was in there painting the night before. We had to move their canvas and their paints and their brushes.
And the mural's beautiful too. On
And
the
they,
back.
they got
yeah.
the mural right
Beautiful
there.
over
You
there.
know,
Yeah.
I wish we could have set up right in front of that thing.
Honestly,
the hallway just wasn't big enough.
Even the recently added decorations, the Halloween decorations, was so cool. The way they put everything on there, the whole thing from as soon as you walk in until you leave. It
I haven't been
it's
there to see
amazing.
the Halloween
Very
direction.
cultural.
It's so good.
Yes.
So nice.
But it's beautiful, and the location's amazing. I mean, right next to Reggie's, you got
Right.
who doesn't love
Right next to
Reggie's?
Reggie's, but Reggie's is, Reggie's isn't rocking out at 10 o'clock in the
Right.
morning, so you don't have to worry about parking right there. We had a great chance,
Mm-hmm.
found parking right across the street from the place.
And then
Great.
it's another restaurant on the other side of it too, right?
Yeah, what was it?
Yeah.
Bureau something,
Yes,
right?
Bureau.
Bureau.
Yes,
Yeah.
Bureau.
Yeah, they
So
were
it's right in between two
coffee
two
shops.
coffee. Yeah.
One
two
infused,
restaurants, basically.
one virgin, I guess
Right.
we call it, or one,
The version
one cool coffee shop and one
And
geek
one-
coffee shop.
Bureau's is a dope restaurant. I think one of our buddies owns that. So it's
Oh,
like,
very
yeah,
nice.
I told Tyrone they're in a good position because, again, at the end of the day, you've got two people on either side that have food. And you're the guy that provide the munchies.
Yeah,
And the ice cream.
and the ice cream. Yeah,
That's
And
right.
the ice cream.
we didn't try the ice cream, but
You wanted
Mike
to.
we
kept
almost
asking
got
about
Joe
it.
too.
Mike kept asking
Big ice
about it
cream
the
guy.
whole way through.
I'm a
And,
huge ice
after
cream.
we left,
Come
Mike
here.
asked us if we can go back so we can get some more ice cream.
Well, because
never
I
did.
didn't feel like the challenge had completed.
You're gonna finish it today,
You know,
right?
I feel like the challenge continues.
They got to try it all, right?
Oh yeah.
Do it all.
Speaking of the
that
challenge, I
cookie
think you
looks
got it.
amazing,
So-
but I think I'd probably need a glass of infused milk to go with it.
Some blue milk.
Let's see this box right here.
All right, Mo with the other swag box.
Over there.
From our new friends.
Some Fritos
Ooh.
Flamin' Hots right there. That's gonna burn coming out.
Yeah, no, that's not for me. my south mouth doesn't handle the heat as like it used to.
You want some curry tonight?
Runts
No,
gummies.
thank you.
Is it Runts gummies? Yeah.
Yeah.
Runts.
Yeah,
Gotta say
Gotta
it
pronounce
right.
it right.
Apple right
Pronounce
here,
all the
Runts.
words.
Yo,
Yeah,
I
don't-
gotta make sure, Runts. Runts.
Get
Hey,
that Z
green
in there.
apple though. That's. Oh yeah, we got some lifesavers. We got. Oh damn, we got some cereal. Do you eat this with milk or is this like? Is it a bar? It's a bar. Yeah.
Cereal bar.
Cereal
What is
bar.
that?
Oh,
Oh,
those are
Tony
good.
the
Cereal
Tiger.
bars are good.
Yeah, that's, you see, I'm not.
that's
a big
Tony.
cannabis person. Like I haven't really like smoked in a long time.
I'm like getting
Other than,
hungry.
like,
All
maybe
these
like
are
a
good
small hit
snack
here or there,
foods.
right?
Like,
They look
So a
amazing.
lot of this stuff, like,
if this
it
was
hits me
left
hard.
out, I'd be running around in circles.
We got the challenge guy right.
So-
right.
I'm the opposite.
Yeah, so don't take his challenge. You stay where you
I
at.
got to
Microdose.
So yeah.
Microdose.
I gotta do less than a microdose. A
pack-
microdose might be too much for
Just
me.
pack at it.
So
Pack
say
at it.
you like certain chips or certain cookies or certain candies.
Just try
This
little bits
isn't
of
a
it.
snack. This is for when you have anxiety, you have
No.
stress,
Okay.
you're depressed, or you just have some pains that you don't want to be have opioid. You don't want to be walking around, mummified.
So every
Right.
time
You
you
can
look
take
at
you a little piece of
Yeah.
something that you like you like a cookie or chips or candy. You can eat a little bit of it, and it'll definitely put you in a nice position to where you can cope with your everyday stresses or anxieties or stress. You don't want to eat this as a snack.
Right.
This stuff
No,
is
he'll eat it as a snack. I
It's-
So
mean,
the only
yeah,
the only
it's
warning on
completely
this
medicinal. It's
package that I
completely
would abide
medicinal
by is
for
keeping it
medicinal
out of reach of
uses.
children.
Yeah.
It's just been put in
Start
variations
with one.
Yeah.
because people are tired of popping pills.
No, I get you.
Wait.
They're tired of shooting
Oh,
themselves in
my
the stomach.
patience.
It's a good way.
And the side effects is happy, horny, and sleepy.
How many other of the dwarves you got in this box? Happy, sleepy. I hope angry isn't in here because
No, angry is not in this
That's
box.
angry is completely out the door. You
And
could
they got
get angry
smoothie
if you
in
wanted to. You could get angry if you wanted to, man. You'd be so relaxed and so at peace, especially when you
we
find
call it anti-angry.
so that's why we recommend that you microdose, right?
But
Because-
sleepy is definitely
because-
one too.
Yes. So people that's got insomnia,
Sure,
these products
I'm one of them
can work
Yeah.
very well for
Yes.
them, right?
Yeah.
because I hate sleeping pills, man.
I mean,
Exactly.
all jokes
Absolutely.
aside, right?
No, absolutely.
We're joking about the things, but what Mia Hart stands for is health and wellness,
Okay,
right? And we really, really stand tall on that. Customer service,
sure.
product development, and these are the things that we are focused on and moving forward with in this industry, and have been for the last 4 years for sure.
Mhm.
The fight has been so long till I really can't keep up with how long I've been in production or we've been in production, because I know that we've been fighting for about 6 years.
Right, because it's been about 6 years since
Yeah.
the Fed relaxed the rule on hemp, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's been about ish that long, right?
Well, 2018,
Yeah, what is it, 24? Yeah, we're right in. Yeah, that's the ballpark right there.
2018.
You learned that last week, so he didn't get that high.
Are we talking about math or
But
The dates, remember.
dates?
But I would love for the audience to experience any products, derived from Mia's Heart Hemp Life, and our pain management, our skincare, and our recreational, and a lot of clients are able to have products adjusted to fit them.
Customized.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we do customization. That's one of my favorites.
So I'm loving hearing about this, and whoever's listening probably does too. Where do they buy it?
So you go to miashearthemplife.com
Mia's Heart Hemp Life.
MIA.
MIA.
or just go to miasheart.com.
Or miasheart.com.
Just go to miasheart.com and you can purchase whatever it is that your heart desires. If you have any questions, just leave a message in the inbox.
All right.
And we'll
You guys are
get
quick
back to you.
turnaround
Mhm.
on those.
And my brother's being real humble right now. So he literally has about over 60 different products trademark, copyright, the whole nine. And it's basically, it's
Yeah, I
not
mean,
just
there's-
from a recreational standpoint. To this point, it's the health and wellness. And I just got a quick shout out because, again, I was one of those guys that was like, man, don't be giving me no fake weed. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no hemp. Don't give me that. Right. And so I take care of my mom. My mom's 86 years old. Me and my sister take care of my mom. And I happened to fall and hurt myself. Right. And I came in, we had a meeting, and my back was killing me. And he's like, brother, what's wrong? I was like, bro, my back is hurting. He's like, oh, I got something for you for that. I was like, I ain't worried about me. I have to take care of my mom, and I'm worried about that. He's like, oh, what's wrong with your mom? And I explained to him, and literally he gave me some cream. And he's like, no homo. Let me put this on your back. And I'm
The
like,
bombs.
man, I actually could move.
Yeah, the
right?
Tiger Balm, right?
Man,
This was a salve.
it's a salve.
Oh,
Got
how's
right
that
in.
different from a balm?
Well, we don't know what you call the Tiger Bomb, but the product that we produce is a salve.
Okay.
The Tiger Balm is more like it's
It's
gonna
kind
warm
of
up
roll
your-
on.
Oh, okay.
Right, it's
So
like
it's
a-
cool, like more
it-
cool.
It's
it
what
looks
girls
like
would put under their
deodorant.
eyes in high school to cry to get out of a test.
Right, it looks like deodorant. You
It's a
kind of
roll-on.
rub it
Yeah,
on.
so
Roll-on.
we
The
had
freeze
that.
roll-on.
But ours is a freeze roll on.
Okay.
Oh, those work.
So it's a cold one.
Yes.
Okay.
Very
Like
cold.
icy hot, or what's the freeze one called? I forgot.
Yeah,
Not
Icy
icy
hot.
hot, but
Icy
just
hot,
it's
yeah.
just the
Right.
freeze. So
Half
you
of
just
it
get
icy
the
hot.
freeze,
Shake
the
it up
freeze
real good.
sensation
Go first, then.
from our freeze roll on.
Those things work amazing. I used to try the THC one. I did a snowboarding a couple of years ago, and I did it. Not snowboarding did I get hurt, but walking back to the car, I hit ice and I went airborne.
He gets hurt in the most unusual ways.
Craziest ways I get hurt. But it went black and blue the whole side and it hurt. So I actually got one of those from a dispensary. I was out of Michigan at the time, and I kept putting it on and putting it on. And I did it for weeks and weeks, and eventually the pain subsided and went away. Thought no issue, and every once in a while when it acted up, I did it. Years later, just to give you how bad it was, years later I'm getting x-rays for something else, and they go, when'd you fracture your hip? So just to let you know, like, that is testimony to how well these products work for people. I fractured my hip, and it numbed it enough where, like,
You didn't know it was fractured.
I didn't know it was fractured. I thought it was an external thing. I mean, it wasn't broken, just a slight fracture on the outside, but it's the fact that I should have been in the ER doing something or figuring out something, but because I used these products, it actually numbed it to the point where I was able to function, I was able to walk, and I was able to do everything without ever once realizing I fractured my hip.
Right now, Vince, you said it was one of Everett's Delta 8 products, right?
Yeah, so it was.
So those are non-psychoactive, right? So you get the benefits, but you don't get the
high.
wooziness.
So, and that
Okay.
led me to my mom, right?
Right.
So he's giving me this for my back, and then he gives me a tincture. It's like a 2,500 milligram tincture. He's like, man, let your mom try this, because she wasn't eating. She wasn't, I was all worried because she wasn't
Okay.
eating. She was losing weight. She wasn't really communicating or talking. And he's like, man, let her try this. You're going to need some relief. Let her try this. I'm telling you, you're going to see a difference within a week. So this was just before it was a Trump inauguration.
Okay.
literally. I give my mom this. The next day, my sister called and was like, okay, I don't know, whatever you gave mom, I'm going to need a double shot of that. I'm like, what you talking about? She was like, wait till you come home.
She's doing a moonwalk.
I come in the house, and my mom is like, hey, do you realize that President Trump pardoned Kodak Black and Lil Wayne? I'm like, wait a minute, how do you even know this? You don't even watch TV. And she was like, I've been here up all day watching this, and I'm kind of hungry. So my mom went from 114 pounds back to her weight of 156 pounds. And more importantly, I'm just thrilled because she's talking, she's engaging. Sure. People are like, wow, your mom is doing great.
Sure.
And then fast forward, we're going out one time, and my mom hurts herself. And she, they give her these opioids and these pills, and she was like, I don't want that. Let me get some of what your guy gave you. I want to try that. And so we gave her this salve, and she's trying that. And I'm like, wow. And like now she's self-medicating herself because she's seeing how it is. And then about, she's on it for like 6 months.
Right.
We're going to a year.
But it
She
sounds
was
like
on
she even
metformin.
did so well that she's now applying it herself. She doesn't need help applying it.
Not
sounds
at all.
like.
No,
All right.
she wanted to apply it herself because she was on metformin.
Okay.
So she's diabetic. They had her
Okay.
on metformin. And so she hated going out because of what metformin would do to her. She didn't like to go out.
What
After
were
a
the
while,
side
the
effects?
doctors literally.
What were the side
So the
effects?
side effects is like you can't really control your bowel movements sometimes, and it's horrible. It like smells terrible. coming
Yeah.
out. So she wouldn't even go out because she was like, she
The
felt,
fear of-
yeah,
of-
exactly. She
yeah,
didn't want
okay.
that to happen while she
Sure.
was out. So we're at the doctor, and her numbers are just going down. And they're like, hey, you know what? We can take her off this metformin. We can take her off this. And the pills that she was taking, they decreased the number of pills that she had, and she was relieved that she didn't have to take so much medicine.
Sure.
So now, this is after like 6 months, so I don't say anything. So now we're into a year of her getting it from Big Bro. Every month she gets her little thing where she's taking it herself, and they're steadily bringing her off of meds. And I'm like, okay, so look, full disclosure, my mom's been taking this 2,500 milligram, CBD tincture, and they were like, hey, we can't say medically that that's what it is, but we've done nothing different. And if that's working for her,
Right.
keep her on that. And so now she's going into her fifth year almost now. That was in it was like 2018, 2019. And she's been doing it herself. And like I say, she's on it. And so when she saw him and met him for the first time, my mom's 86. She has a camera, but she don't use a camera phone.
Right. She's a camera.
So we're at an event, and I introduced him. I was like, Mom, you know those products? This is who gets. She was like, here, take my camera.
Well, hold on. Let me say this
Yeah.
part.
All right, let's hear. I want to hear Everett's
He's
side of
getting
this
the shorty,
story.
and I want them to know this shit. It was a room full of people that were somebody. Everybody that was somebody was in this room. They were big wigs.
Some correct
His
conference.
mom is a legend. All right. Her husband is a legend. Her son is a legend. She did not care about none of that stuff. And so he was like, come on, I want to introduce you to Mom. So she was sitting over in the side, and she was just by herself. She had her phone in her little bag thingy that she had on her shoulder. And he said, Mom, I want to introduce you to Everett. She said, oh, hi, how you doing? And he said, Mom, this is the guy who makes that for you. And she said, take my phone. Come here. I want to take a picture with you.
Right.
Listen,
Right.
she changed my life because out of all these people in that room, she wanted to take a picture with me, and she wanted to use her phone.
Right.
So
She didn't trust to use nobody else's phone.
Right.
And I know Mama got that picture, and I know she gonna do something good with it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, what he just told everybody is a true story, man. And it's a lot of more of these testimonies that's coming, even with some of the people that's in this room.
Absolutely. I got 2 testimonies. Like, I had surgery right here. Doctor was cleaning out my elbow.
Was it tricep?
Stapled. No, right here,
Okay,
my
yeah,
own
your
nerve.
elbow area. Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
So he stapled my nerve. So I have
On purpose.
tingling. I don't know if it's on purpose or not.
No, I don't
but
know.
it strangled my
nerve
nerve.
does not sound like something that I want done to me.
It wasn't supposed to happen.
Okay, that was the
strangled my nerve.
question.
So I have tingling numbness from the middle of this finger down all the way here, constantly. And like I couldn't sleep. I would like roll on it. My girl would lay on it just to put compression on it.
Trying to make it fall asleep.
Yeah, because I would wake up like every 2 hours.
Sure.
Every hour, just rolling over. Just couldn't get no. This man, he's like, man, here, try it. First, he gave me the roll on.
Now the man he's pointing at is Everett.
Yes, Mr. Berry, Mears Hart, and I rubbed that on. I was like, ooh, it was instant. It calmed it down so, I can function. And then I started eating the gummies. Straight 6 hours of sleep. Bam! I eat one gummy at night.
Which for Doug is a lot of hours of sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like, damn, he's not sleeping at all.
Yeah.
From 0 to 6. That's a
Five hours is my. I'm a powerhouse at that. If I sleep 8 hours, I can't get out the bed.
I had the same issue actually. I hate sleeping. So like after like 5-6 hours, if I sleep any more than that, my whole day
exhausted.
is
I love
bad.
sleeping.
Right. Tired.
It's so bad. Yeah, I can't stay up after that.
Yeah,
I get up at 4 and I start running.
I'm exhausted. But then my brother, right, and my sister, they all use his products.
Yeah.
Like my brother, he was a Vietnam vet. He had he died 3 times on the table.
Oh wow.
And when they finally got him stable, he couldn't talk. He couldn't walk. We couldn't understand nothing he said. Everything was mumble. And the VA he was on like 20 pills. Started giving him Mr. Berry stuff. He down to 5 pills. So here's a funny story, right? So he went to the VA, right? He took all the pills and grinded them up and put them in a plastic bag. So
Don't go there, Mike.
it was all the doctor's pills that they had prescribed him. So he
Grabs
goes
a
into
surgical
there,
tray.
and then the doctor say, "Oh, you're doing a lot better." And he said, "How? Like you should be dead. Like with all the medicine he had." He was like, "I don't take that shit." He said, "I put it just enough in the system, put it in my system so I can get my check." He's like, "I don't take none of that," and it was just because of the stuff that he get from him.
Oh, wow.
And like my sister, she's 77 now. She had arthritis in her knees. He just brought me 2 cans of salve to take to her when we leave here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and look, that makes sense because not only are you helping them, but do you really want? How old was your sister again?
77. Right.
Do you really want a 77-year-old getting high?
Right.
Like yeah, it's gonna work. We've all been down that hey, weed's gonna help kind of road, but you get that side effect from it, right?
These
and
are
now
all your product, by the way, right? All your
I
brand.
make that, yeah.
Can we like line them up right there on the table in front of the
Go
camera?
for it.
Yeah, put them up.
Where you want
By
to
the
go?
way,
So-
I'm wondering
so-
what you can do
so-
for follically challenged people like myself. What helps with that?
Well, so let me say this. On a real note, though, seriously,
Got some.
you explain to me what
Just
the
not
problem
right now.
is, what you want fixed, how you want it to fix.
like here.
Just let me finish, and then we will put a recipe together.
Oh, wonderful.
And so sometimes this stuff takes time. You know what I'm saying? It's not a magic wand when you say abracadabra.
Yeah.
But if
Just
I'm
so,
working with you personally,
Oh, wonderful.
believe me, I'll definitely start putting it together, right?
Wonderful.
And this is just a small display because he didn't have a big enough box. I told him,
Oh,
we have a
appreciate-
working relationship with you guys.
We
So
appreciate
try
it.
the whole-
It's
Exactly.
popcorn, lemonade.
Oh, that's
It's
beautiful.
just so many different products there.
no, I believe
This
it.
man can infuse anything.
But between
You
the
know,
2
infused
boxes, we got 25 dwarves here.
And so I want to make it clear as well. All of our products is naturally derived from the hemp plant.
Okay.
None of our products comes out of a laboratory.
Now explain that
Right.
laboratory process a
Yeah.
little
So-
bit. Your
so-
difference.
Well, it's synthetic.
Right.
To make it simple to you,
Okay.
if it's made in the laboratory, they have chemically designed it without the plant. So they took the plant, got the DNA of the plant, the genetic of the plant, and then they went and created this product.
They went Jurassic
That's
Park with it.
It's just a bad product.
Right.
It's not naturally derived
Right,
from
and
the
it no
hemp
longer
plant.
matches the chemical compound that it came from.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And so that's the difference, right? So at Mia's Hard Hemp Life, every product that we possess is naturally derived from the hemp plant.
And see, and that's one of the biggest issues with the cannabis now in the hemp, the fight against each other. So now the multi-state operators looking at hemp like it's just evil thing. Like that's what they tell the public because they couldn't control it, right?
That's what
Right.
Sam was telling us last
Right.
week.
So seeing how they couldn't control it, now they just want it all banned.
Yes.
But
Right.
they're selling the exact same product in their stores.
Right, they're
Yeah.
dispensaries, not their stores. They're dispensaries.
in their
and what are they
They're
doing to it?
legal dispensary.
Right, they're
Radiating
legal
it.
dispensaries. They're selling
Absolutely,
it next
they
to.
microwave and they radiating
Yeah.
the cannabis. To,
We talked
to
about
get it
the
their past
irradiation
testing.
last week
Yeah.
too.
And again, hemp was made legal by the feds in 2018.
Yep.
So these companies have been in business with, some of them have been doing hemp longer than they've been doing the adult use cannabis stuff. And again, they're the ones who are coming down to Springfield vilifying these hemp businesses.
Yeah.
Again, some who have been in business for years, who care, who want their products tested, who want them to be 21 plus. Nobody wants to see like the CD gas station selling 1,000 milligram gummies. Like that's not what we're here for. But that is what these big companies are branding everybody who's not them.
But hold on, we got Peter. Tell them who you are because we didn't get to the Peter's intro.
Oh, we didn't get
Oh, we
Peter's
didn't get
intro.
Peter's
Peter-
intro.
We did.
We
Yeah,
did.
he did. Yeah, he
He just got a real short though. He got a real short, and then we jumped into stuff.
So I spent a lot of
Tell us
time.
who you are again.
Yeah, Peter.
Spent a lot of time doing policy work with the coalition. So I spent a lot of time going to and from Springfield trying to talk some sense to our lawmakers about these issues.
Educate them.
Educating them. You know, because for 5.5 years we've seen firsthand, like, these lawmakers, the vast majority of them, 90 plus, I would say, percent, are, you know, decades behind in their beliefs and their way of thinking and just their understanding. And, you know, we have a long uphill fight to get them to understand, again, the reality of what's going on the ground here. You know, why can smoke shops call themselves dispensaries and not have 21 plus, you know, security, whereas the legal adult use dispensaries are a blacked out box with 3 layers of security that, you know, unless you know it's a dispensary, you don't even know it's a dispensary. And
Half the time, yeah. I mean, it's changing a little bit now. I'd say I walked
Slowly,
past
yeah.
a place over by LaSalle Street Station a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
It hadn't opened yet, but yeah, I mean, I didn't know walking up the street, but when I got in front of it, I knew what it was gonna be. Whereas when that stuff started out, the best you could get was a green cross.
And I still can't actually legally have the green cross.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, have
how
you
about
seen the
that?
Bud and Rita's? Like, I drove by one of those the other day. It's like
Oh, we met them
Yeah,
the
we
other
met
night. We
them
met
the
them
other
at
night, the
Best
Provi-
in Grass.
But it's funny. It's like giant pink building. You're sticking out in the building in the middle of the street.
A lot of times you think they're garden centers, to be honest.
But you also got to
Boomerang.
understand the reason a lot of people went the hemp route is because they didn't get
Good.
licensed.
They wouldn't allow them.
Because
And
they
Illinois.
couldn't because of the limit license here. So a lot of people transition to hemp, right? And like Mr. Berry being very modest, but he got grow license on both sides, you know, so he can do either or. And he'll tell you himself, if he had to give up one of his license, he's going to stick on the hemp side.
Absolutely.
I would too. It's federally
Hands down.
decriminalized for one.
Well,
so
well,
banks
let
aren't
me
scared
say,
of
that's the
hemp money,
plus.
right?
I'm sorry, but that's the plus, right? But the fact of the matter is, hemp products are second to nothing on this planet.
You can do just about anything
And
with
and,
it, right?
and it's going to take over everything. It's just inedible. As much as I love smoking regular marijuana, it's been in my life, my entire life. I got introduced to hemp, and I was blown away. I couldn't believe that it was something that worked like this. Because I got a flat ass, right?
Okay.
So when I sit down, I sit on my
That's
tailbone.
they call it painkiller.
You know what I'm saying? I sit on my tailbone, right?
Hey, kill it.
Yeah, you say, hey, we effing around with this. Okay. So
He's got a Hank Hill.
when I sit on my tail, when I sit down,
Cannabis can't fix
I
that.
used to have a very aggravated tailbone to where when I got ready to get up, I would literally have to rock
Oh wow.
to position myself for the pain to hit and also stand up at the same time because I didn't want to have to do it twice,
Right.
right? And so this is how I got started. So I took some salve and some raw CBD isolate, and I started experimenting myself and Mario Tello. Mario helped me with my pain.
Okay.
And so we put this stuff together, and I was like, this shit ain't gonna work, Mario. He was like, yes, it is. I'm cold-blooded at what I do.
So
I
Mario
said-
sounds like a Yoda. So you,
Yeah. So I got the product, and Mario put it together, right? So we put this stuff, I started putting it on every day. Every day I put it on. So like the third day, I didn't put it on. But when I got in the car and got to driving, I'm like, oh, shit. I ain't put my medicine on. But I didn't need it. I realized, like, wait a minute.
Hey, you had it in there already.
Now,
It was
it's
working.
been 3 years.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
3 years. I put salve on now because I had a hard day at work. Right?
So you
I've
use
been
it
on.
precautionally or...
Well, I use it as needed.
Right. But you'll use it after a hard day at work knowing that if you don't use it, tomorrow's going to be a little bit rougher
I
day.
mean, it's the same way if they was prescribing us what you call it,
Anti-inflammatory.
no, well, what's the codeine, the Tylenol with codeine,
Yeah.
or
Sure, that's,
you know,
that's
one
what
of
I call it.
Opioid.
Opioid, right?
Right.
So they say you take it as needed or take one every 4 hours. It's the same thing. The only difference is the side effects. But
Yeah.
the side effects with this salve that I was using it made me happy. I was horny because now I could work my back again. Right?
Yeah.
And I was able to sleep.
Sure.
Which made me happier when I woke up because now I'm able to sleep. I'm getting some rest. I'm waking up. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm not in pain.
Sure.
And it's just like, thank you, to the world.
Yeah.
But charge it to hemp.
Mario Yoda, what was his last name?
Tello.
Mario Yoda.
He sounds like he could be one of the Ninja Turtles. Right?
So,
There's a fifth one.
so after that, we started production on it. My first client was a young man that was in a wheelchair. He was paralyzed from the waist down. And he had these big holes in his buttocks from, laying on all the time on his back or sitting.
Bed sores.
And so I shared some with him, right? And then I went and bought some hemp from other stores, and I gave it to him. Now the salve that I gave him that we made was in this little white container, no label, right? Just a little hand-me-down
like
container.
The one you gave me.
Yep.
The rest of them had pretty beautiful labels and in canisters. And so like a week later, I called him. I said, Rufus, how's the stuff working out for you? He said, hey man, all this shit with the labels and all that, you could come get that. Bring me some more of what's in that jar that don't have no label on it. And I'm like, are you serious? He like, yeah. Man, that shit works. And that's me as Hard Hemp Life took off from there, right? And so now we're able to put this same ingredient into all of these products. So it's not about getting high. It's more so about helping the general public. Everybody's tired of taking pills. People are tired of taking shots. So I can make a gummy with CBD that will change your life, right? And if we got people that's, experienced trauma from accidents where they got staples in their back of their head all the way down their back. And I'm pretty sure later on down the line, we're going to get around to some of these people. I know you guys want to talk to them, and they're ready to tell their stories. So.
Yeah, we're just getting started.
Yep.
This thing is really taking off faster than
Yeah.
anybody could have predicted.
It was just supposed to kind of be us effing around.
Right, effing around.
Having a good time.
Yep.
Me and Joe reconnected. We went to grade school together, me and this guy. I've known him 25-something years.
He regrets every minute.
Not really, because there was like 20 years I regret where we didn't really hang out almost.
Right.
Not 20, but, we graduated high school. People go different ways.
Yeah.
Beginning of this year, I just started flipping through my phone. Stopping. Like spinning a globe and saying, where am I going to go next, right? I just spun my contacts and stopped. Landed on Joe. Hey, is this still Joe? He's like, yeah, man.
Wow.
And that night, I got his story, and he was actually afraid. Because he hadn't heard from me in so long that he went to his little brother, and he goes, would you put it past these people over at this other company to find some of my old friends and see if they could get me to say something? I wouldn't put it past him. But that Mike's not somebody you got to worry about. He's like, Mike's looking to reconnect. Don't worry about him.
Nice.
And I found out his story, and I just, he just absolutely ate up my comments on his story. These people went to Harvard, but they followed the Gordon Gekko book of what not to do at every fucking turn.
Right.
Like I didn't go to Harvard. I didn't go anywhere near Harvard. I was at least 1,000 miles from either coast. You know what I mean? Like,
Harvard Street.
Heartland.
Harvard Street.
Yeah, everybody been to Harvard Street. I did track on Yale down south. I was in grade school though.
In Inglewood?
Yeah.
That's my spot right
Yeah,
there.
man, that's where my
64.
old
I
man
grew up
grew
on
up.
64th and Stewart.
My old man grew
Inglewood
up
all
at
day.
69th and Winchester.
That's West Inglewood.
Oh, sorry.
It was a test.
It's Inglewood though. It's Inglewood. It's
Inglewood.
Inglewood. It's Inglewood though. Like, yeah, man. Like, yeah, you was a great brother for going over there back then.
Yeah, no, I was.
He was a runner.
You
Exactly.
know what the funny thing was? 'Cause this is back when I was in 8th grade with Joe. My old man would come to all my track meets that were down there at, I think it was at 63rd and Yale. Right? That stadium. I forget the name of the stadium, but St. Thomas the Apostle was like our biggest rival at the time. And they threw me on hurdles. I'm like, what is this? What are you doing? Like, come on. You know, I'm like, we didn't even have hurdles at our facility.
Right.
I'd never seen a hurdle in my life.
He's just ready to jump.
You know, the track coach is like, just run a few. See if you can get over them. If you get over them, it's the first event. We need you for it. Like, what? I look over. These guys are tall. They look like they know what they're doing. They look like they had hurdles at practice for one. You know, so I'm like, I jump over a couple. I'm like, yeah, I could do this. That wasn't so bad, right? So they put me in it. You know, my dad watching. I got a gold medal out of this.
Oh, no shit.
When my dad comes down afterwards, he goes, man, I was surprised with you getting over those hurdles. He goes, but when you got over them last ones, he goes, they started catching up to you.
Right.
He's like, they almost had you when they got past those hurdles. He's like, but he goes, I think I did a good job putting you in the hood as a kid. You know how to jump a fence.
It's like St. Patty's Day in high school. We used to jump the fences in Beverly.
Right. You know, you go to Beverly and, you know, chances are maybe a Bridgeport kid is there. Oh, this is how we do it in Bridgeport. Never do it how they do it in Bridgeport. That's what I learned that night. Yeah, we ran out of eggs. He's like, this is how we do it in Bridgeport. You know what it was? It was a rock covered in mud. I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm like, you guys are wild, you know?
Wow.
The Inglewood would teach you some lessons, though.
Yeah, you know, I didn't have to learn any lessons from the wood personally, thankfully. But, you know, my dad grew up down there, and he knew what he was doing, I guess, because I caught it.
He said, I got to take my son and get him toughened up a little bit. I know where to take him.
So you grow tough skin, but the experience is like no other place that you can grow up.
No.
You know, than growing up in a neighborhood that's close knit, and that's why we call it the hood, because we close knit, right?
Yeah. Look,
what we're experiencing today in what we call the hood is tragic.
Yeah.
For everybody.
Yeah.
Even the individuals that's dying.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, the hood is the place to grow up in, man. I don't care who you are. You know,
you get 2 educations if you're smart enough.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But back then when we grew up, you know, it was rules and regulations to it. You just couldn't do some of the stuff they doing now,
right?
Without getting checked for
it.
Right. You know what I mean?
There were consequences and repercussions for stepping out of line.
You know, women and children are off limits. Like,
and yeah, because I'll never forget. So you know, like I said, Lil Rel has a joke where he jokes like he was the secretary of the gang. That was
right,
like
and Lil Rel, he's a Chicago comedian.
Yeah. So I knew all the
Shout
gangs.
out Lil Rel.
Right. Shout out Lil Rel. So I knew all the gangs, but again, it was just like there was a discipline there that was second to none. And I never forget, I saw a violation where they were just like, okay, he gets 10 to the eye, no blink. I'm like, what does that mean? And they was like, he's got to stand up against that wall and get hit in his eye 10 times. I was like, well, what about the no blink? Every time he blinks, they add another hit on.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, wow. So I'm watching this. They don't hit him for about 5 or 6 attempts. So now it goes.
They're adding up.
Now he's at 15.
Right.
And they haven't even swung yet.
Right.
So it's just, I'm watching this trauma guy, and he's just like, he's trying not to blink. So the first time he doesn't blink, they drill him right in his eye. And literally, you're watching his eye swell. So they keep hitting him. And now it don't matter. He can't blink. Because they've hit him in his eye.
Right.
And everybody's watching this. And so after it was all said and done, nobody was going, ooh, I want to get one of those.
Right.
You know, I want one of those. So when people
question
knew
was,
what
did he
tended
do?
it didn't matter. Whatever he did, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
And it was a discipline set there that it was just like, these are your own people doing this to you.
Right.
And so when they walked them around, everybody knew he got a violation. He was out of law. he did something wrong. And it's like you don't have that now. They don't have that discipline like that, you know.
Well, they took it all out of every neighborhood. Those individuals that was in deep leadership, and it appears to be intentional to a degree because what they were saying they were going to prevent and stop, it's 10 times fold now.
Right. You create a power vacuum, and every time you take out, I've been saying this for years, right? So, I grew up in the Ukrainian Village, Humboldt Park neighborhood, right? And when that family secrets trial hit, I got a big old Italian neighborhood next to me, right, in Grand Street, where Nitty's from. When that family secrets trial was over, that's when people would come into the neighborhood, rob somebody, and leave, and there were no consequences.
Right.
Because at the same time, the gangbangers had also left at this point, so they weren't holding down their corners, they weren't holding down streets. Now it's a free-for-all, and it's almost like you took an apex predator out of an environment, right? You took the lion out of the jungle.
Yeah.
And now the hyenas,
right,
and now the jackals, and now the whoever else, they have free reign.
No order.
Right. There's a lot less order. There's a lot less respect, and there's a lot more violence.
So when my brother, because I'm the youngest of 8, so I was the baby. I was the accident baby because my mom was 40 and my dad was 50 when they had me. So I was definitely the accident baby.
Or the only one they wanted.
No, they didn't give 2 craps about me at that point. They was like, you fucking do whatever you want to do. At this point, I'm tired.
We're tired.
Y'all raised him.
Yeah.
Y'all raised
7.
Man,
You got 7 babysitters. I get it.
But back then in the late 60s and 70s, the gangs recruited you. You couldn't just join a gang. They wanted you.
Right.
But my father was military, and we had a big family. So they literally tried to burn our house down with us in it. I was a baby then. You know what I mean? But
because somebody was saying no.
Y'all were a gang.
My dad said we are our own gang. Like
Right.
ain't none of my sons being in a gang.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way you could really get out of it, they didn't mess with people who played sports. If you was good in sports, you got to pass.
Played good. You did good.
Yeah, you had to be good, man. that was your pass.
Right.
You know what I mean? They was like, no, he a baller, leave him alone.
Right.
He going somewhere. He doing things. So that's the kind of neighborhood it was. You know what I mean? If you just out doing something stupid, they gonna handle it. Everything was internal.
Mm-hmm.
But if they wanted you, you had to be proved. Like,
yeah.
And it was shootouts, and we had people in the upstairs window and the back of the house. That's like if that bottle, it was a cocktail they threw at our house. If it would have went through the window, it would have burnt all us down. But then, yeah.
But
so
it hit the outside.
Yeah, but they had that. They had some stuff on the side and used to be flame retardant, so it wouldn't burn. That's the only thing saved us. It hit that, but it fizzled out.
The asbestos saved you?
Yeah. All the lead paint and all that stuff.
all that stuff you're not allowed to have on your
down like
you got away from one thing at least, right?
Yeah, we had it all.
You're here because of it.
Yeah.
But it made me
see inside that
who I am today. All that made me who I am today. My dad was a no-nonsense military guy. When he woke up, he would say, every ass in the house got to get up. And that was at 5 o'clock every morning. Not one morning, but every morning, like clockwork. I have never needed an alarm.
And now you don't sleep in either.
My dad was a bit of an alarm for us sometimes, so they had moved me and my 2 brothers. I'm 4 out of 5, so I'm close to being the youngest like you, but not so much. So we had the girls upstairs, boys downstairs. My dad, to wake us up in the morning one time, blasted "I Feel Good" by James Brown.
Nice.
I mean, you know, JBL stereo. I mean, he had to have static before he hit play. You know, that's how loud it was. I thought, you know, my brother loves telling the story because he's like, I thought somebody got shot because you know how the song starts. Wow. Imagine that full blast, like, you know, Marty McFly in front of Doc Brown's stereo. That's what I remembered waking up to.
Wow.
You know, and he stood in front of it and then turned it down, but not enough to, you know, just enough so that, you know,
He made sure everybody was awake.
everybody's awake, but that thing was still playing full blast. You know, my sister's rooms were probably vibrating on the upstairs, you know. Coffee is probably, you know, like, you know, table or dishes on the kitchen table were probably shaking, I swear. Good times, though.
My family, like, we all like that. Like, we'll be calling each other 6 o'clock in the morning. What you doing? Same thing you doing, getting up, getting ready to go to work. You know what I mean? So none of us has ever needed an alarm, like, because we was trained to, like, this time you're going to be up. And Peter was like, do you ever sleep? I can go to sleep at 1 o'clock. I'm still going to wake up between 3:30 and 4 o'clock.
Unless you have one of your special Delta 8s, right? Then you're getting your full 6 hours.
No, I'm going to wake up, but I go back to sleep.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? But
Right.
I'm still going to wake up.
You guys, I did bring a product to display on our pain management, our skincare, and some our personal.
Was it in
things
the
there.
other
It's in that box right there.
Oh,
And
another
all this stuff is naturally derived hemp.
I told you he got
You
over
are
60
such
products.
I will say
hoes,
this.
I gotta say.
Right.
You know, we want your stuff displayed, but
I know these guys can't hear me right now, but we are being horrible hosts by not having any branded stuff to
we don't
give
use
them.
nuts because allergies.
So
Also because Joe
Mike.
and nuts.
Mike, do you mind helping me out?
Sure.
All me is hard.
There you go.
yeah, so you could just clear that stuff, you know. Yeah.
This,
Yeah, we'll just,
these products have, like, really helped me and my
If you
family.
want to, you can probably stand some of them in this box. Yeah, like all of that stuff, stand it up, so like that, so kind of shows from the camera view. Or not.
Or just like
Or
throw
just
it
throw
in.
it
You're
in.
supposed to like
Yeah,
set it up. It's a prep
Whatever,
thing.
he wants this stuff.
Okay,
Yeah,
whatever you want.
That's the health and
Yeah, well,
wellness.
this
I
is
got
the
it.
health and
Health and wellness is
wellness
always
side
great.
of it, you know. So I mean,
So are you doing any type of lobby work for the bills and the farm bill and what's going on and how they're doing the amendments for it? And how's that affecting you?
You saying me personally? How does it affect me?
The new farm bill.
It's the lies that affect me. It affects me in a way where they're making me have to do a lot more educating than what I should have been doing because the public has been misinformed on ratios, which they're saying 1-to-1 ratio. You can go and buy some cannabis that's got 1% with 10% THC, 10% CBD, when that is a complete falsehood because CBD kills THC. So you can take 100 milligram THC gummy and you can feel like you're up too high, and then you can turn around and take a 25 milligram CBD gummy and you can continue to function on as you did before you went all the way upstairs, right? So it's impossible to have the same amount of THC as you have CBD. And I want to just mention one more thing. Regular cannabis has maybe, depending on what strain it is, a trace of CBD, CBN,
Yeah.
THCA.
Yeah, you pull up any
Right.
dispensary when you look at
It
it.
has
it's all
to
under
be
5%.
hemp derived to have the mass amount of CBD because you can't grow a regular plant here, marijuana plant, and extract CBD out of it.
Just
You
purely
can't-
CBD.
You can't extract
Right.
CBD out of a regular marijuana plant. Out of a hemp plant, it has mass amounts of CBD, mass amounts of CBN, mass amounts of CBG, right? And that's how you're able to extract this stuff because if you can make regular CBD and CBG out of regular marijuana, hemp wouldn't be something that everybody be afraid of right now in the industry.
Right. Well, I mean, it would.
You
be
can't
considered a
make
different plant.
you can't make wood from regular marijuana.
Right.
You can't
Rope.
make paper. You can't make rope.
Clothes.
You can't make clothes, and you can't make medicine. You can
How
only
about-
smoke it or eat it.
Is
And
there
that's
any
what the
truth?
big fuss is about this whole hemp industry. And so that's how it affects me.
And I think,
Now, I'm on both sides of the fence. So I don't have no reason to pick one over the other.
Right. You're
But I am a professional. I am an infuser. And I am a professional grower. And I know which one is the better. And if it wasn't, you wouldn't want to ban it. If it ain't shit, why you want to ban it?
Yeah.
but that's why you call it, like you say, it's a disruptive plant. You know what I mean? It's literally disruptive.
It's a disruptive technology.
Yeah, I mean, look,
So-
wasn't it one of the highest? I mean, aside from corn, back in the in the early days
World War II.
of I'm going further back. You go further, the
Yeah,
pre-Revolutionary War.
We talking about
How many of the founding fathers were growing wheat or hemp fields? Like they talk about tobacco and wheat and corn.
the Indians
Washington's
smoked
almost entire estate was hemp.
Absolutely.
Half of Jefferson's was hemp.
Well, you know why they stopped it though, right?
Last
They
too
stopped it
long.
because big pharma,
Right.
oil companies, paper companies. I'm not gonna even say no names. I'm just gonna mention that we're threatening
Bad
to go out of
actors.
business.
I'll say, the DuPont family is like single-handedly, after World War II ended, they went to Congress and said, we don't want to compete with anybody who's growing this, and they wrote the law themselves.
And that goes right against, who was it? Monroe. President Monroe said he was the anti-monopoly guy, right? And DuPont, in our opinion, is allowed to go right in and write
with
their
monopoly,
own law
right.
and walk around it.
Money talks.
But to your point about the hemp conversation, I think one of the challenges we see is, again, the feds legalized it in 2018 and just haven't touched it. Congress has been not doing anything but passing military bills. And, states like Illinois, who have, been waiting for the feds to actually rule on this, they're still left in the dark. And this is where, again, we have so much of the misinformation and just like there is a genuine lack of education that's very real that needs to be addressed. But to Everett's point, you have all of these adult use cannabis companies, these multi-state operators who are now coming to vilify, these hemp companies specifically because they just, you're competing with these big companies.
So this just popped in my head.
One second.
Go ahead.
So we are about to hit an hour in 3 seconds.
Oh,
All right, so should we put a pin in this?
Yeah. So
Take a
let's
quick break.
This is the
end of the first episode.
end of the first episode right here. We're
And
gonna
then-
continue it. Hold on to the last thought that we were talking
And
about.
let's go into the regulatory stuff in the next episode.
Yup.
Yeah.
All right. So
Sounds good.
All right,
Let-
cool. We're gonna take a.
We'll take a little 5-minute break. Everyone get a drink.
Drink,
Yeah.
take a snake.
With a voice unbowed, unbound. Get up.
Hey!
Sounds good.